when understanding develops, it can pop in instead of the craving and ignorance, not by doing anything, but by conditions, just like now there are conditions for craving to pop in and out. Do you think this is the phrase you had in mind?
Does anything pop up now? See, does anything pop up? It's the way it is, just go on, rolling on by its way as natural. Nothing just appears, just pop up. See, so the pop up shows that it's suddenly, and what is that? The truth of it pop up to panya, to know the way it is naturally. But now when it's not that level of understanding, nothing pop up at all. Seeing does not pop up, hearing does not pop up, like or dislike, anything, just the way it is conditioned to go on rapidly as it is. But when it's so clear, out of not just out of the blue, but by conditions develop enough to appear like pop up to be known as it arises and it falls away. So no matter what is there in Tipitaka, it indicates the different level of understanding, because everyone knows that now whatever appears arises and then falls away, but it does not anything pop up to be known as it from nothing and then it is something and then nothing again. So to understand the moment when it pops up by conditions unexpectedly, and Panya understand no doubt about the reality at that moment, which arises and falls away. So it depends on the understanding. This is a fine line of each word of understanding what Buddha taught. For example, we talked once about the experiencing object through 5 doorways and mind door, see, to know that seeing sees, right, in the eye door process. But the citta before and after seeing does not see, but it experiences, not mind door yet. That's why the fine line between the sense door and the mind door is there, because it doesn't change from sense door. It appears as no one can understand the fine line in between sense door and mind door, but it's there. So the citta in the sense door experience the object different from the citta which experience that object through mind door. That's why we have to think again and again and again, just more and more, to understand the fine line between the truth of realities. Even today, and then next day we can reconsider again, see, to it's clear and clearer and clearer and clearer. Just to know whether what is true. When it's true, does it appear as it is yet or not yet? If we depends on the what is there in Tipitaka, the meaning is much deeper, more profound than the words. That's why to consider and reconsider until Panya develops, to understand the difference between even the intellectual understanding and the patipati from the very beginning to more and more until it can condition moment of pativeda. No one knows when will it pop up. Because you see that who knows the development of right understanding so very little at a time. We don't know when will it grow enough. But from hearing again, it means that at that moment there is a little understanding, not forget. Because usually in a day, there are moments of forgetfulness about that which appears all the time, even right now, see, because the understanding is not enough to make it direct understanding of the whatever appears now by conditions yet. But one day, as long as no time to think about the other thing, because there are conditions, just not forgetful about that which is now appearing. And we don't know what degree of understanding is there. It depends on understanding. For example, when we talk about hardness now, see, it's just like any moment when it appears. But what about the understanding? And when we talk about hardness now, is there any moment of being aware? Or we don't use awareness in the sense of reality. Just be aware that it's hard, see, in the common sense. Even that, what about the understanding? But begin to not forget that all the truth of reality is there at this very moment, no matter it is seeing now, hearing now, thinking now, liking now, disliking now, whatever is there. It's not the object of understood as it is yet, but from hearing again and again and again, and at moment of touching, it is the beginning of not forget to know that at that moment it's hard. This is the beginning. Is it not direct? It is direct, but understanding is not enough. But it is the beginning of the development of understanding that can be known as it is. As it means that it arises and falls away, but it does not appear as it arises and falls away in the beginning, but it's there to be studied little by little by conditions. But it's not different from moment when there is something, understanding, even thinking about that hardness as it's there, a reality, not in word, but it's there. And then Panya develops to know that it can be known, understood better and better from at moment of touching there, and not forget that it's a reality. Like now, it is the beginning, but it depends on whether it becomes the object of direct awareness with direct understanding or not yet, or it just begins. Like we have something to plant, but we don't put it on the ground yet, see? But it's there. We touch it until it's there, on and on and on and on, unexpectedly, because this is the path of letting go from the very beginning. Touch it, see it's there as it is, but with some understanding as it's just hard. No thought about things in it or what is there, no cup, no thing. It's only that which appears to Panya to develop little by little when there is enough intellectual understanding as conditions. Just let go. This is the way to let go. This is why it's so profound, because no one can make it to be such and such as Buddha taught, but it's there to be studied, to be understood naturally with letting go, depending on conditions. That's why one understands how profound the teachings about realities is, because the reality itself is more profound, more subtle than words. But it has to be just what it appears now, naturally.